that if a guy, like on the playground, if a boy is pulling your pigtails and being mean to you, it's because he likes you. You know, I think a little bit of delulu goes a long way. And I really think
there's a lot of delulu. He's going to leave you. Why would you love something that would leave you?
Somya, इतना सच भी नहीं बोलना होता है. Hesitate कर ले बहन. Jesus Christ. Hi Somya.
Hi.
Welcome to On the Fence.
Thank you.
In today's episode, Somya is making her debut facing off against yours truly. Somya has been in a relationship for 9 years now and still thinks that she has any credibility to comment on today's dating landscape. She really doesn't hold back her advice, even though she's never had to go on a date in her entire life. Welcome, Somya.
Thank you, Chandra. And Chandra has been playing the field for 9 years, thinks she knows how to make it work, but here we are.
Still single. Let's get started.
Yes.
Go first.
Healthy relationships are peaceful yet boring. Yes, and down for it.
Really?
Yes.
I 100% agree that healthy relationships are boring. I really think that a little bit of spice, like a little bit of toxicity is needed to keep things interesting and really like keep me interested. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get bored and honestly like lose interest.
Yeah, so you're not into like good boys, nice boys, green flags, anything that's healthy for you. And then you're gonna have so much trauma and then you're gonna pay so much money to heal that trauma and you're gonna find another boy who'll give you trauma and it's like a cycle which is very spicy, which is like bhel puri. I don't want a boy, I want bhel puri.
I love bhel puri. No, but here's the thing. Like, what would someone like me do when you're in a healthy relationship and you start feeling like you're missing out on the highs and lows of something more exciting?
I think then the definition of a high is very different. Do you think that chasing somebody is the high or being truly loved by somebody is the high? For me, the high is to be loved, to be cherished, to feel safe. I feel really happy when I feel safe. I don't experience a high when I'm with somebody and he's not giving me attention. I want to understand how is it a high for you when you're with somebody you have to chase all the time.
Yeah. That's a good question. So here's the thing. I think a lot of us seek to replicate, in many cases, the circumstances of our childhood where we learn to become comfortable in a chronically stressed, mental state, right? So that becomes like the familiar territory for our brain. And I think that I don't feel like it's love until my heart is racing and my cheeks are flushed and I'm feeling adrenaline coursing through my veins, right? So when that is removed and I am feeling safe, it's actually very unfamiliar territory for me. And because it's unfamiliar, I think it's scary and I pull back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that happens to everybody. But at the end of the day, you have to make conscious effort in rewiring your system and understanding what's healthy for you. But once you truly experience the comfort that a healthy relationship brings in your life, the peace a healthy relationship, a supportive partner brings in your life, you might realize that those experiences were not even highs. You might even categorize them as your lows. Why would you want to be with a guy you're running after and maybe not even able to catch him? Like if you do, it's gonna be a chase all your life. That's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
It's tough to do it.
Is it worth it? One time someone told me that attainment is the end of desire. And I think that stuck with me so much where I'm like, if I attain someone, I'm going to stop desiring them. And I think I kept choosing people who I knew I could never attain.
I must say, people think healthy relationships are easy. They are not.
I've heard this a lot, but if someone were to say that you are a lot like your partner, would you take that as a compliment or not? Right?
Biggest compliment.
Right.
If you're not happy being associated with your partner or being told that you are just like your partner, there's also this thing that if somebody told you that your kids will be just like your partner and you don't think that's a compliment, you're with the wrong guy. Don't be with that guy.
It's so weird because like when I have dated people, like I've never considered this, that I'm actually gonna end up very much like them. Like you end up taking on a lot of traits, and I have always really liked my partners, obviously, but do I necessarily feel like my identity, would be improved if I were to take on their traits? In some cases, yes, absolutely. But maybe in others, values-wise, it didn't always line up. So.
And then how did you expect it to last?
I think a little bit of Delulu goes a long way. And I really think
there's a lot of Delulu.
I think that love is a powerful drug and it's a powerful brainwasher.
You can't meet a person for 2 days and be like, oh my God, I love him. You don't love him. You should not love him.
Oh.
He's going to leave you. Why would you love something that would leave you?
But that's exactly what I've always wanted. I've always loved that.
You've loved love.
Yeah.
You've not loved the person, maybe. You've just loved the concept of being in love.
Somya, itna sach bhi nahi bolna hota hai. Hesitate kar le, behan. Jesus Christ. Shall we move on before I start crying? I thought I was going to make you cry and now I feel like
Please
crying.
make me cry.
Okay, spicy. Girls, women generally seek out partners who have similar traits to their fathers. Anyway.
This is for you. Should you seek a guy who's already successful? You believe it? Do you?
That's an interesting one. So in my experience, when someone is very confused about their professional direction, it's very tough for them to also extend that support to a potential partner, potential wife, right? Let's be real, guys don't multitask that well, if they're doing career, it's one track. If they're doing relationship, then their career should already be sorted. So I would like someone who has at least figured out baseline where their career is going and they feel good about that. And then they'll be able to step back and give me that emotional stability because they have it themselves. But I know that you had a different experience. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, I did. I feel instead of looking for somebody who's successful, look for somebody who has clarity. I think it's more fulfilling to be with a guy and build something with him instead of going for a guy who's all settled. What if he's rigid and he's all about his success? Then how are you going to deal with it?
I don't think I agree because I also just feel like a relationship is about two people who are whole unto themselves and who come together and are growing independently alongside each other. So thoughts on pursuing men that are hard to get or mysterious?
Don't pursue men who are hard to get.
Maybe growing up, maybe it was the media I consumed, the movies I watched, that archetype of mysterious bad boy had this allure, this sex appeal or, attractiveness around them that I internalized maybe. And it was one of those things where we're told that if a guy, on the playground, if a boy is pulling your pigtails and being mean to you, it's because he likes you, right? I think that was a narrative that growing up, I was conditioned with. He's being mean to me. Oh, he probably secretly likes me. And now I get to perform or put on this show until I'm able to earn his attention, right? So this is obviously the inbuilt narrative that one must kind of overcome. But at the same time, I think for me, I get bored very easily. And when someone is mysterious, it's just interesting. I'm like, what layers can I pull back? And then when I do discover the layers, I realize that the reason it was mysterious and being hidden was because it was not good behind the scenes.
Exactly. And then again, I feel that we make this thing about men being mysterious or, if the guy really loves you, he can change for you. He will not.
Do people really change ever?
I don't think so. And you should not have that expectation because then you're gonna waste the next 4 or 5 years of your life trying to change the person and end up in a very miserable state, and that guy would have drained all of your energy. Men don't change.
People don't change.
Yeah, let's just have it straight. And the moment you feel that guy on the first date is not what you want, he's a bad boy, he's a good boy, you don't want him, just walk out, please. He will not change no matter how much effort you put in. And then again, why do you want to do that? Are you a charity? So just don't.
Foster home.
Yeah, foster home. I'm going to adopt this boy and then I'm going to change
rehab him
and make him successful and all of that. That doesn't happen. Dating multiple people versus marrying your childhood sweetheart. Would you say that I would leave the party too early if I marry my childhood sweetheart?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I believe so.
I feel, why are we trying to fix something that's not broken? If you're in a good relationship, you don't feel that, there's any need to step out of that relationship. Obviously, if it's toxic, please don't latch on to people. I never recommend that. But if you found love, just because everybody's saying that you have to take a piece from the buffet, why would you do that to yourself?
Here's the thing. At 18 years old or 16 years old, like, who knows who they really are? Like, who can actually understand what's gonna be good for them at age 25 or 35 or 65, right? Like, my opinion is that you are not a fully formed human until at least like your prefrontal kicks in, like at 25, right? So in my opinion, making that decision so early on, it's a huge responsibility, and you are doing it with incomplete data. You don't know who else is out there. You also don't know who or what you're going to be like 10 years, 20 years down the line. Your personality has
so
not
then
even
never
formed.
Get married, because you don't know who you're going to be at 40 when you're married.
But I feel like when you're a teenager, your personality has truly not formed yet. Like, by the time you're 30, you at least have some sense of who you are and what your identity is like, what you like and what you don't like in a partner. So how could you possibly make such a consequential decision with such limited data at such a young age, when kids are not even allowed to vote, but you can still like pick your life partner? Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, I did. But then again, okay, I agree that you don't know what you're gonna be, but when you are in that zone, maybe you started dating when you were 18. Now you're with that guy when you're 22. And you feel like you've grown together, you've not grown apart. There's so many people who just want to know what's out there, so they leave healthy relationships, and after a year or two they realize that, oh my god, why did I give into this social concept that you have to play the field? And now they've ruined a perfectly healthy relationship. It's a huge gamble. I would not take that gamble.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like it's the safe, like the more risk-averse decision?
What's the need?
Yeah. I think what has really helped me in dating different people it's really shown me what I don't want in a partner and what I do like and what I don't like. And I really, really had to meet a person who held up that mirror to me to make me confront the reality that I do not want somebody like this, or I really like this quality in a person. I would love to see that in my future partner. And these are the learnings and experiences. Bro, one more point. Nothing has made me grow more developmentally as a person than going through breakups. Plural. Like, the two bigger breakups that I've had in my life have changed me in such irrevocable, profound ways that I would not be the same person. And I'm very proud of the person I have become in light of the adversity that I've gone through. So I really feel like people who have been with their childhood sweetheart their whole lives, if you don't have that one life-changing breakup, like, how do you even grow as a person?
But then you can also grow with a supportive partner. Why do you need to go through trauma? Like, push yourself into trauma.
Hello, yeah, challenges, life.
But then challenges are there in a healthy relationship also. You can choose your poison. Well, it's not a poison, sorry.
Right.
But you can choose your battle.
Right. Well, I was just gonna say, I think there's an element of paradox of choice here, where more choices are not necessarily better, and the more people you talk to, the more confused you get, because you're like, ye bhi acha hai, but wo bhi acha tha dusre way mein. And with that, we come to a close.
Yes.
Do we feel like we have approached any consensus or middle ground?
No, I think so. We are on the opposite sides of the spectrum, which is good for the both of us.
Definitely good for content. But I will catch you on the fence maybe one time again soon.
Yes, we would.
Bye.
Bye.